So in recent videos I've been discussing the future of Formula One, and I do plan to go back to revisit those videos and do a few more of those. But this video is going to look at an altogether different subject. This one looks at the upcoming Star Wars film, which is out next Christmas, The Force Awakens. And by now, unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple of weeks, you've probably seen the teaser trailer that was recently released for the new film. And this video is just to have a brief discussion, as it were, about what I think about the new trailer and what I think of other people's reactions to the new trailer, and just a brief sort of chat about that, as it were. So, first of all, personal thoughts. I dare say it makes the new Star Wars film look quite good. Obviously, it's impossible to get very much from this trailer. It was brief, it didn't give a lot away about the story. It raised probably more questions than answers, in fact, about the story. But you had some iconic Star Wars imagery. You had X-Wings, you had TIE Fighters, you had the Falcon, you had Stormtroopers, and all of that kind of stuff. That's classic stuff for Star Wars, That's, when people think of Star Wars, they think of those sort of things. They don't think about the prequels and Anakin and the emotional drama and angst, all that kind of stuff. You say Star Wars to someone and things like X-Wings, things like TIE Fighters, things like the Falcon and things like Luke, Leia, Han, etc. Those are the people and the imagery that people remember from Star Wars. That's where it all began. So straight away for me, the trailer for this film resonates a bit more than the prequels did, because it goes back to those classic moments. It takes that classic imagery and it brings it bang up to date, which some people have complained about. Some people have been saying, oh, you can't CGI this sort of stuff, CGI makes it look tacky and cheap, etc, etc. Well, first of all, no, it doesn't. The CGI on these classic images and classic ships looks fine. Second of all, we actually know from some of the information that's come out about the new Star Wars film that there is some model work as well. So it's models and CGI combining to create the overall effect. It's not just purely CGI. But even if it was done properly, why should there be an issue? Second of all, people have had a serious issue with the fact that there is a black stormtrooper. People have been saying this is just to pander to the PC crowds and all that kind of stuff. No, quite frankly. At the end of the day, there should be no talk about whether this guy is black or not. That's not relevant. What's relevant is that he's a stormtrooper, or perhaps not. Could be a rebel in disguise. And what's relevant is that really we don't know who this guy is or what he's doing. But the fact that he's black should not be an issue in today's society. Some people have said, but he's a stormtrooper, they're all clones. Well, actually, they're not all clones. Anyone with even the most passing familiarity with Star Wars should realise that by the time of Episode 4, most of the stormtroopers weren't clones. So that's, again, not true. So all this fuss about a black stormtrooper, get over it. If that's the only thing you can see, rather than seeing a character, then you shouldn't be watching the film. Apart from that, what else is there to say? Well, we don't know anything. We have a mysterious, shadowy, presumably Sith Lord running around the Dark Forest. We have stormtroopers getting off a dropship, and they look more menacing than they usually do. And we have the Falcon fighting with TIE Fighters over a desert. But apart from that, we have no idea where they're going with the story. We have no idea where they're going to go with anything at this point. We can just hope that this initial good impression is something which lasts. Fingers crossed.